Tasha. For all three of my skills decks, I had increasing A cell trends and decreasing D cell trends. For skills deck 1, my baseline was an A cell of 6 and a D cell of 5, and I reached the aim goal by day 2 that week with a cell of 14 and a D cell of 3. For deck 2, my baseline was an A cell of 5 and a D cell of 7, and I reached the aim goal by day 2 as well with an A cell of 16 and a D cell of 2. Deck 3, my baseline was higher, but I had an A cell of 8 and a D cell of 4, and it took me 3 days to reach the aim goal of an A cell of 15 and a D cell of 3. As for my fluency deck, I also had steadily increasing A cell trends and decreasing D cell trends. My highest D cell for my fluency deck is a D cell of 2. And my fluency A cell scores also stayed relatively in the 20s. I had 2 days where I was traveling and my fluency data dropped. I had an 18 for my A cell and a D cell of 2, and then a 17 A cell, D cell of 1 the next day. I studied for the overall course similarly to the last course. I kind of just established like an order of operations in starting with my SAF meds first every single day during the week. And then I move on to, I start with the lecture on day 1. By day 2 and 3, I'm doing the reading, starting the discussion post. And then by Friday, my goal is to finish all assignments before the weekend. The adjustments that I made were, I don't know if it was from last class to this class also. I started running fluency trials first because I had decreasing A cell scores and increasing D cell scores. So I made that adjustment and I've continued with that. I've also continued using an errorless learning technique, and basically I run a practice trial for my fluency deck. All the D cell cards that I put aside, I study those for about 30 minutes. For my skills deck, I usually do the same thing. Well, not the same thing, but I run baseline, and then the next day I implement the errorless learning technique. I did not meet my course goals. So far, I'm at like a 28% completion rate due to many reasons. I remember I was sick for a couple days. I had to miss a lecture. And then we had spring break for a week. And then the week we came back, I went on a surprise trip to see my family for 2 weeks. So my routine was off. I wasn't in my natural environment. But this week I am back in my normal routine, and it's finals week. So I will be sure to meet my goal by the end of this week and get everything turned in before Saturday. Thank you, Tasha.